I had a snake and I tried to give it to him. He said no.
I don't have the means of feeding it.
You go buy a rat every 2 weeks.
That's it?
Yeah.
I would grow emotionally attached with a rat on the car ride home to feed it to the snake. I can't do that.
No, it's an ugly white rat.
I like the ugly white rats. I'm an ugly white rat. We're not getting a fish.
I know.
Hey, can I trade Abby in for a dog?
No.
Okay.
I don't know, look it up. What's the plural of clitoris? What's the plural of clitoris?
I don't know what you mean by what's the plural.
I can't see.
I'd fuck you.
I say, yeah, buddy, rolling like a big shot, Chevy tuned up like a NASCAR pit stop.
Hold hands with me. In front of the church? Oh my god. Hello everybody, my name is Chris Paul 94. Got Sin here. She's being a little cutie. She forgot that I was holding her until I started talking. Look at you. You're so cute. Okay. So I've been gone for a while. It's been about a week. It's been a week that I haven't uploaded. It might have even been more. I don't know. I've been like kidnapped and drugged through the sewers and the catacombs and a couple meth labs, and it's disgusting. No. Instead, I decided to go to Memphis for the weekend, and while I was in Memphis, Arkansas decided that it was going to get fucked up by a storm and I am going to lose my Wi-Fi. So whenever I came back home, kept the Wi-Fi off for about a week. I'm the type of person that if I don't have to step foot outside my apartment, then I'm not going to. I'm a homebody. I don't like going outside. I mean, I like going outside and, you know, hanging out with friends and everything, but I don't like going to public places. I'm not a people person. I'm not a public people person. I'm perfectly fine with sitting right here with my ass in this chair, and whenever I get bored, moving to my bed and watching Netflix. Whenever I get bored there and I don't feel like coming back to the chair, then I'm gonna go downstairs and I'm gonna watch Netflix down there. That's just the type of person I am. I'm a homebody. I don't get cabin fever easily. But I'm back, and all those clips were like from the week whenever I did decide to go out and be a contributing member to society, and like not contributing member to society, but like pretending to be a normal human being, pretending to be the kid that I was as a child whenever I'd get off school and my parents would be like, oh, you got any homework? No, you ain't got no homework? Then spend 17 hours outside. That's how I was raised, and that's probably why I'm the way I am now. Oh, I spent my whole childhood outside. That's like 18 years. Why would I want to spend any more time outside? That shit sucks. It smells funny outside. It's cold, and I don't like jackets. So me and my buddies, we just went to the river, had a cookout, went to a couple bars. I got a tattoo. I got Mimikyu from Pokemon Sun and Moon. He's holding a Dragon Ball, but he looks disgusting. Don't make direct eye contact with him. It's at that point where it's starting to scab up, and I just put cocoa butter on it, so it doesn't look good, but it's staying well nourished. I'm taking care of him. Don't worry. He'll be perfectly fine. To keep the video interesting, though, I decided that it's been like over a year, and I still haven't decided to tell you guys about my tattoos. And I've got like 600. 20 is an accurate number. I don't know if that's the exact number, but it's accurate. So let's start off with, I guess, I don't know where to start. I'll start with my first one. These arrows, which I hate. Let me explain to you why I hate these arrows. I'll start off with the background first. Hold on. I've got 2 stepsisters, a stepbrother, and then 2 half-brothers. So I've got 5 arrows, and I like the whole saying, you know, you're kind of like an arrow, you've got to be pulled back before you can be launched forward. I like to pretend like I live on Tumblr, and all these quotes are so aspiring and inspiring to me, and I'm just like, that's me. That's the story behind the arrows, and the reason why I hate them is because one of them, this one specifically, not the one I'm touching, the one that I'm pointing at, is crooked. And a lot of people, you know, if I'm walking down the street and I'm flailing my arms, because this is how I walk, people aren't going to notice. I look like an 80-year-old woman jazzercising or walking down the streets with her dumbbells. You ever see those people? It's fucking weird. That's why I don't go outside. And so I'm walking down the street and people aren't going to notice. But you know who is going to notice? It's going to be me, because it's on my body, and I don't like that. But it's alright. It was the first tattoo. It was $75, and this squeaky chair, you're not doing me any justice right now. Scoop my chair out from underneath me. I feel like I'm riding a dick. Okay. Okay, so I've got a tattoo right here that I'm not gonna like break the matrix trying to show you guys. It says, "For those I love, I will sacrifice," and I got it for free with the arrows because again, both of these were my first tattoos, and I wanted something. I didn't have an original idea, so I was going through the internet, and I was like, what would be really cool that nobody really has? And then I saw "For those I love, I will sacrifice," and the story behind that is there was an individual who was part of the military who got injured overseas. I don't know if he got shot, blown up, something to that extent. It was a wartime casualty, and he was on the floor of an airplane, and they were in the air, and like a combat medic was tending to him, and I don't know if he passed or if he managed to survive or not, but he had that on his ribs, and it really touched me because I've been in the military for 5 years now, and that's just a cool tattoo, and it was a really cool picture, and I wish I knew if he made it out or not, but I don't know his name. I feel like a twat for not knowing. Damn. I've got somebody else's tattoo on me, and I don't know anything about them. Also, another thing about these fucking arrows, everybody has them. Everybody has them. I go to Starbucks, every white girl at the counter or sitting down on their iPad has an arrow tattoo. The shit is stupid. Next tattoo that I got is Deuce, his devil. And Deuce is an artist, but he's not like your standard tattoo artist or anything of that nature. It's like he does pinup girls and he'll do the devil and everything like that, but his pinup girls aren't your standard everyday pinup girl that you see with the 50s propaganda posters or anything like that. Like, his pinup girls are heavier than what you would typically think of when you think of pinup girls, and I've always been a giant fan of his artwork, and my dad was the one that introduced me to Deuce, and he goes, "Look at this devil. This is what I want tattooed. I want this, and I need it." And then here comes my stepmom running along. She's like, "That's fucking trashy. Why would you get that tattooed on you?" So I went behind both of their backs, and I got it done, and I sent a picture to my dad, and I was like, "Look what I just got." And he goes, "You're a piece of shit, because you know I've always wanted that tattoo done, and instead you're gonna go and do it without me." And I said, "But I got it for you." This is my tattoo to you. And it didn't matter to him. He still hated me for it. Haven't talked to him since. Just kidding. Tattoo that I got after that are my roses. And I got my roses because I didn't know how to start a sleeve. So I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna like start something, and I'm just gonna throw it on there and see how it turns out. And so I got the 3 roses because I've got my dad and my 2 little brothers, and I've always had a thing for flowers. I've always loved flowers. They've always just been so fucking pretty, and I've always enjoyed them, and I've always had them. I don't have them in my house right now because I feel like they would die. It's a little too cold in my house. I don't have the heat running, and it's like 7 degrees outside. But roses, American traditional, take them a whole forearm. I love them. They are my favorite tattoo, but Mimikyu's kind of creeping up on them. And my sleeve is Edgar Allan Poe based because I feel like it's 2017 and the media, the only thing that the media is doing and the only thing that the internet is doing is making stupid people famous. The 13-year-old fucking female that's famous for the Catch Me Outside, how about that, should not be famous whatsoever. You've got people who see that, like these people who are growing up. They're like 13 years old and they're growing up and they live on the internet and they don't know how to make an individual out of themselves, and instead they retreat to the people that are on the media, and they're just like, "Oh, this stupid," I can't really say anything because she's like 13 supposedly, but stop making stupid people famous, for fuck's sake. My sleeve is devoted to Edgar Allan Poe. I think he should be more of a role model to people than what he is. I think people should look up to him more than they do, is what I'm trying to say. And so I've got the roses, and then on the other side I have, let's see if I can figure this one out. I've got these trees, they're upside down, and they're actually the roots to this giant tree going up with a raven taken off from it with the mountains and the sunset in the background. And the way that this is supposed to be split up is you've got the beauty that everybody sees, and it's kind of like your mask, and then the roots are going to be the darkness that you conceal inside of yourself that you don't want other people to see. And so I'm going to do like a deep purple behind the trees for like a nighttime scene and bring it out and everything like that. And then on the back I have a verse from Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven with his signature underneath it. I just did a lot of talking there for a second. I'm going to need to catch a breath. Mimikyu, jump right into him. Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z crossover. I've played every single Pokemon game except for X and Y. And so Pokemon was a major role in my childhood. Like, I remember I had a friend that lived across the street from me whenever I was growing up, and his name was Reed. And I remember borrowing Pokemon Green from him. Like Leaf Green. And I remember borrowing Pokemon Leaf Green from him. And my dad would send me to bed, and I'd be like, okay, bye dad, good night, and I would like walk away with my Game Boy like tucked into my pajamas, and it would be like 4 in the morning, and I would hear my dad wake up, and I've still got like the bed sheet tent tucked over my head, and I'm all playing and everything, and I'm just like, hey, I got you, and then it would die, and it's 4 in the morning, and I've got school in 2 hours, Game Boy's dead. I don't know what to do with my life. Should I sleep? Do I stay awake and hate myself? So Pokemon was a really big role in my life. I absolutely love it. Favorite Pokemon, hands down, I don't know. And whenever it comes down to Pokemon, I am a ghost type trainer. Anytime I play any of the games, whenever I do go through, it's pure ghost type until I do get to the Elite Four, because you can't beat the Elite Four with just one specific type. They have loopholes and everything. So, and then Dragon Ball Z for the Dragon Ball that he's holding. It's kind of, I remember racing home just to watch Dragon Ball Z for hours. And I remember Blockbuster, for the people that remember Blockbuster. I remember going and getting like the season collections on VHS and just sitting up and watching them like a mindless zombie, like the cartoons where the skin underneath the eyes would just droop down and make the perfect craters. That was me as a kid. I was so attached to that TV watching Dragon Ball. Then I've got my broken mirror with Roman numeral 13 and this book. I feel like I'm trying to throw up gang signs or do some like jujitsu blocking type maneuver. I've got a book right there and it says 13 on it. They're Friday the 13th tattoos. Most tattoo parlors have a tradition. Friday the 13th, come and get a $13 tattoo. That's what I did. Kind of meaningless. But I love Friday the 13th because it gives me cheap tattoos. I've got a ram's head. Geometric symbols underneath it. I wish you guys could see it a little bit better. Try and scoot in without you guys seeing my armpit hair. I dig it. I'm not a Capricorn or Sagittarius or whatever the fuck that constellational bullshit is. I don't get that either. I'm a Libra, but I don't care what the newspaper tells me I'm supposed to do for that day. The newspaper tells me, go outside and spend time with strangers. That's how people get shot. I'm not doing that. I'm staying inside and I'm being scared of society. Then underneath the devil, I've got fingers crossed, like that, with a dagger going through it. It's got 1972 on the wrist, and then on the outside it says wish me luck. And the reason why I got that there is because 1972 is the year my dad was born. Wish me luck. Me and my dad were going through some really hard times financially, on the verge of being homeless. A lot of things, a lot of little things built up and led to one just massive thing. And we didn't know how to handle it, so we were on the verge of some really tough shit. So when I joined the military and he had to drop me off for basic, he loaded up the truck and my little brother's, and he put all of his belongings and everything expensive, everything in it, dropped me off at the airport, and I found out then that he was moving to New York. He was starting his own life over the way that I was starting my life. Not really over, because I was 18. I was starting my life when he was starting his life over. And so when I went inside the terminal for the airport, he said, "Wish me luck." And I turned around and I said, "Wish me luck." And that was the last thing we said to each other before we started our lives over. It was like at that point, and everything before then just died. And everything ahead of us was what we had our eyes on. I got this lantern because it was free. Somebody owed me a tattoo, so I got it. And it wasn't like, I didn't have time to think about it. Like, the person that owed me the tattoo texted me and was like, "Hey, we're going to get a tattoo tomorrow, pick one out." And I'm just like, "I don't know what you want from me. Tell me." Like, give me a month or a week in advance. But it was not that easy. "Hey, be awake at noon, we're going to get a tattoo." I guess the last part to go over is my chest, and it's really nothing special. The eyes in the storm cloud with the lightning, and then I've got Medusa. Get my finger out of the way. Got Medusa, and then that was a nipple, and then let me try and figure out how to choose. I'm not trying to show any nipple. Then we got Athena, and the eyes symbolize Zeus. It's a whole Greek mythology type deal. And what I want to do is get Poseidon's trident going up my sternum. That's going to hurt like a little bitch. And just have this massive Greek mythology type thing. I think that'd be really cool. I need money. I need to save up for it, so it's no big deal. It's really all I can think of. I don't have any more tattoos. I don't have any more, like, I don't have any on my ass or anything weird. Everything's visible. Piercings. I've had my nose. Right, y'all. That was in a couple of videos. Had my tongue and my ears stretched. I had my tongue pierced and my ears stretched. That's really it. That's all I can think of. I appreciate you guys waiting on me to get back from my little vacation. Beer bottle, can, cap thing. I appreciate you guys waiting on me to get back from my little vacation. And I'll be uploading more. I've got to finish 2 Ninjas, 1 Cup. I'm going to buy a new game today. See how that turns out. I've been playing a lot of Skyrim in my spare time because I haven't had internet. Yeah, that's going to be it. So I guess I'll catch you guys on the flip side.